Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a great morning today. Okay, we have a lot of things to get into that's been taking place, y'all, since Friday. And some of Friday, y'all gonna have to fill me in because I was trying to, excuse me, y'all. I was trying to keep up in the midst of my technology issues happening. But I am back. Okay, I am excited. I've been going over some things, taking some notes. And child, this here is getting more and more interesting. Different plot twists. Y'all say, it may not be a movie, but hey, I see a Lifetime movie in the works. Okay, some Tubi movies in the work. It has to be, or else we're pumped. Okay, it has to be. I don't know, but y'all, we're gonna get into it. Let's see. Also, y'all, if you ever want to come up, I put the link to the StreamYard. It is pinned at the top, so you're welcome to come up and share your thoughts as well. Let's see who we have here. Hey, Brittany, welcome, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Dreamy Girl. Hey, sis, good morning. Thank you for joining today. Okay. Hey, Lachey. Y'all, I'm trying to look at pictures too. They got y'all at names. I hate it when it's like this. Well, welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Dreamy Girl. If you would like to support the channel, there are various ways that you may support, and those are in the comment section right now. Good morning, Tanya. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, make sure you hit the like button. That is for free. All right, so y'all, we're going to get into some updates with the Romeca Meeks case. And y'all, it came out on yesterday. Two possible main reasons, and I'm gonna say that this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and discovered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Okay, it should not be. Okay, thank you for clarifying, because sometimes the names are different than the at names. So that's why I was like, if I'm saying it the wrong way, or you have a different name that you go by, y'all let me know, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay. So yesterday, shout out, I would say this past weekend. Let me go back to kind of Friday evening, Saturday. So a couple of things happened. For those of you who are out of the loop, I'm going to bring you up to speed and then kind of go over some things as well. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. Hey, Anisha, thank you for joining, sis. Now, on Friday evening, I believe that's when the panel took place, because I had gotten an inbox and I was like, man, I'm missing everything. Y'all know my internet was down Friday evening, that the witness came and popped out again. Now, this witness, y'all, that witness probably been in the bushes on a lot of lives, and we just never knew that the witness was listening in. But the witness popped out, okay, over on Key's live, and clarify some things, okay, that have been stated about Romeca and some actions that Carlos was allegedly not taking. Okay, not taking, but not taking, not trying to help. That witness was confirming that information, right? Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Also, on MM's panel on yesterday, there was some things being stated. We had Mr. David Brown, which is the friend of Carlos. Now, this friendship, y'all, Q acts a little jealous of that friendship between David Brown and Carlos. I don't know if that was on Uppers because like I said, I be in some bushes and stuff trying to keep up. I think on Uppers panel when he brought up when someone said that he didn't know David Brown and so forth, he was like, yes, he knows him. But Carlos, he's kind of closer, I guess, to David Brown. But when Q talked about David Brown and Carlos's relationship, you got to pay attention to his expressions and his tone. It changes. I'm starting to pick up the more panels he goes on. I'm picking up on sometimes where I feel like he's telling the truth and we know he's telling a lot of lies. But it really something bothered him there. And it took me back to my panel that day when he came up and we were talking about that picture, okay, the infamous 2 pictures that he posted on his page. And we were saying that Carlos is standing there like he was David Ruffin and they were the Temptations, okay? Yeah, she did eat for 30 seconds. Hey, Latte, good morning, sis. And he came up on the panel and was a little bothered and said that offended him. Okay, so a trend that I'm starting to see is in comparison to these other men that Carlos surround himself with, Q, I don't believe feels that he has the same level of respect, okay, the same place that they are. Now, he always tries to say, it's no, Carlos is not the bigger man or the leader. We're all on the same little wavelength. But something rose up when people said that when he mentioned David and Carlos's relationship. So it's something there. Now, I also noticed that it's like a good cop, bad cop situation. Okay. Hey, sis, welcome. Thank you for joining, Tim Bad. Thank y'all for joining. Come on in. Demetra, she said, oh my God, I thought it was just me that heard that in his voice. He really got jealous. Demetra, no, you are not the only one, excuse me, that picked that up. Okay. I picked up the look on his face. Y'all got to pay attention. I know a lot of times it's hard for us to listen to him on these panels, but the more you see with his type, let him talk. Okay, you got to let him talk because certain things I'm picking up that are common, certain jealousies and some tension in some areas. And then y'all, yesterday on another panel, he actually kind of messed up Holly's self-defense claim with some things that he was saying. I don't think he realized what he was saying in that moment. Okay. But we're going to get into that. The first thing I want to do, I want to revisit. Hey, Amy, welcome. I want to revisit the witness statement the first time. Okay. Because I think a lot of things have kind of got lost in translation. We're adding to, taking away from. Some may not have heard it. So I want to kind of replay some of that from a live that I did. So I'm going to have to fast forward through my commentary part and let y'all just hear the witness, okay? Because now some things just be like, well, we all over at square one again. Okay, it's like a merry-go-round. I thought some stuff had been settled. Some stuff had already been discussed. But see, there are people that are coming in with this story that they may not have heard it. They're coming in at this part of the story. So it's like you got to go back and explain certain things. And so I wanted to start off with that. Now, another thing that I will say that we've already discussed, hi, Deborah, good morning, is the witness statement, the amount that she shared on Criminal Villains panel, okay, was not the amount of statement that was on that police report. Okay, I have a whole problem with that. And then she kind of confirmed that on Key's panel on Friday. Like, well, where's the rest of that with the police? I mean, it's good to come on here and share some things with us, but where's that going to really matter? It's at the police station. Okay, it's for this case to move forward. Now we got 2 things that are taking place. We have a Justice for Romeca topic taking place, and then we got a drama surrounding Romeca taking place. Okay, so we got to pick and choose, during any given time. Are we talking about justice for Romeca, or are we talking about drama surrounding justice for Romeca. It's two different things at play right now. Okay, Q and all his antics, that's the drama surrounding. Now, in the midst of that, yes, you can pick some stuff he's saying that is true, that goes with this case. That is the justice for Romeca part. Okay, so it's you got to recognize what's at play. It's two different things happening right now. I really believe he's making it worse for the family, and they may be mad once they figure it out. Okay. Hey Sherry, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Dreamy Girl said, "Miss one live, and you're 2 months behind." Okay, girl. Hey, Kofi CV. Good morning, sis. Thank you for joining. And girl, let me tell you, on your video yesterday, I haven't watched the whole video, but at the beginning, I felt all of when you said, "I'm sick of." I'm sick of the auntie. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. I said, I feel that. Okay. Hey, Miss Foxy, good morning. Thank you for joining, sis. Okay, let me pull up this video. Now, I want us to kind of listen to some of the things the lady said, that witness that was there that day. Okay. Let's get into this, y'all, because I was shocked to hear some of these details.
As human and start seeing each other as competition. And that's when dangerous patterns repeat. Let's get into the eyewitness.
I was actually the one at the scene. So I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her, because everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first. And I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning. And I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with the door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back.
Did y'all hear that? Because see, we hadn't heard this. Okay, so child, I'm in real time and I'm in time on there. Now, I wanted to go back because some stuff has come out since this interview, right? All right, so with that, the slamming of the door, remember that is when the witness stated that she made the call. That was the battery call, the 911 call. And that's when she saw the slamming of the door. Q was stating that, that was the time that he was trying to get Romeca allegedly into the passenger side of her car, trying to force her into the car. Now, hence, recently a police report came out from Carlos, okay, a previous incident where he was allegedly, according to that police report, trying to put another woman. Now, we don't know if that woman was Romeca or not because the name was redacted, into a car, okay, going backwards to another incident. Now, listening to this witness statement, it's not so far off now to believe that and see he was trying to put her into the car. Notice she also said, y'all, that Holly was over on the other side. Now, Q always wants to say, she, was in fear for her life. She was trying to come after her baby. That was enough time. Now, I'm just thinking of this if I was on a jury, okay, and I'm thinking through this case. That was enough time for Holly to get into her car to protect herself and to protect her baby, because then they started throwing in the baby after all this. Okay, we heard nothing about baby in this scenario at first. Okay, that there, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna hear the rest of the evidence, but that would give me some reasonable doubt right here, because you had a chance to get into your vehicle. He had her. He had the threat trying to put her into her car. Okay, and this is when that first phone call went out of the battery call. Okay, that was that first time during this time. Part before. Let me fast forward me on the video.
The passenger.
And this is before the shooting and all of that even took place.
So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. her arm was like literally almost getting free, with his arm around her neck, at this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out, you know. um After this happened, he had her in the, like, almost looking like a headlock to me on the side, and then the other baby mama stated, "I'm gonna shoot you, bitch, watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, "Oh, she's gonna go get her gun, watch." And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her.
Okay. Okay. So also, if she's saying that she was saying, I'm going to shoot you, itch. Okay. She was saying she went to her car. Okay. Now we're hearing that the pow, the gun was on her. Okay. The witness said she went to her car. Now, Carlos at the time, allegedly, according to this witness, had her. Okay, this is when he was holding her and he had her. So there's still plenty of time. I just want people to understand, because remember, if this ever goes to trial or anything like that, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. You still have time to get out of there. Okay, you still, if he's holding the potential threat, have time. And someone brought up a good point that was made, that even on the previous police report from Carlos, okay, holding and trying to get away from these police officers, he's fighting them off, resisting arrest. So that shows that he has some great strength. They had to bring in emergency protocols or whatever they used to help get him into the car, because they said he was flailing his arms, moving his body, like, trying to just, why move, not trying to go to jail. Okay, with a lot of strength and all of this. Then another report came out, where when her eye was discolored. Well, on both of those reports, that report, the girl's eye was discolored, and then the part with Romeca, with that mugshot that she had, her eye was all black, blue, swollen. Okay, so you have the ability, you have it in you. If you really thought someone was in danger, if Holly or your baby, because that's your baby too, that was in the car, was really in danger, you had the ability, if you really wanted to, the ability to really knock her out. Okay, if you really thought that, oh my gosh, she has no weapon, but she is such a threat right now, she is about to take them out, you had the strength and the ability to knock her out. You have punched her before. I don't care about the other part. Yes, we could say what all she did. She was doing this, trying to get him at him. And right now, I'm focusing on the part of your strength. You had the strength to hold her. You had the strength if you wanted to punch her. You were already holding her within your arm, around the waist, around the neck. So how big of a threat was she in that moment? That is something that has been a key part, and it's a reason why I'm laying this out like this, because that is coming up in the realm of self-defense. Okay, you have to be able to prove if she was an imminent harm or a threat to you, if you felt that you was in imminent harm. Okay, and that she was truly a threat. How many times does he have to hold her for you to get away, girl? Like, run, Forrest, run. Get into your car. Climb through the window. Go to the trunk. Something. Hide behind another car. She did not have a weapon in her hand at the moment. So this is why I want us to take a little trip back down memory lane and come forward, because since that's one of the main things that we're focusing on is this self-defense claim. Okay. Anissa said, criminal villain said last night on Facebook that Holly is done and Carlos going to testify on Holly doing the pow pow to Romeca that day. Somebody gonna turn on someone. Watch. Okay. I think Holly really needs help. She felt some type of way about that woman. So that's BS. Right. Okay. Good morning, Frank. Thank you for joining. That's when self-defense went out the window. Clock it. Tanya, I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff is, we're just putting out here, but you got to be able to prove that in a court of law. And one thing I keep hearing as well, these text now apps, but I can't prove it was Romeca. X'd out. I don't want to. If I was on the jury, I wouldn't even want to hear that. Okay, you can't prove it's her. Well, then why are we bringing up text now messages? Anyone could have text behind a text now message. Okay, and then now trying to fit the scenario to what y'all were putting under the text now messages. Anyone could do that. So stop. Okay, I want to hear anything else about some evidence that you don't have no proof of. YouTube and the names. Yes, I hate when it does this. If I had a baby, I wouldn't have been out the car and I wanted to hear them. I would have to let the windows down. Okay, Sherry, right. Your baby in there and you all out the door talking about, I'm going to go get my weapon. Girl, did you even think I got my baby back here when you walk back to the car? Okay, hi, Brittany. Yes, Dreaming Girl, it is crazy. She wasn't fearful for her life, in my opinion. Exactly. You got to be able to approve that. I've been asking this question all weekend, no answer yet. Hey, Janet. Hi, Miss Lysander. Let's see. Javi needs to be in jail. Right. Hi, Love Cat. Good morning, ladies. Welcome to everyone coming in. I'm trying not to get too far behind. Let's see. So y'all, the case has been held up. Yes, we're gonna get to that. Okay, I'm gonna move forward. Hey, Black Paris, welcome. All right. Okay, so my thing is this. Y'all are all her there, but you're
away from him for at least like maybe a good second. As soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up. And when she was falling, like a gush of blood fell, you know, like out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? You know, like, I don't know. Everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean? And they see put pressure on the wound. You know, why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your first baby mama. Because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, I just dropped off my fucking baby. What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me?
wow. So even in that, she was saying that she was dropping off her son. Y'all, that lets me know that she didn't even know what was going on at that moment. Okay. She didn't even know. And this witness even said, y'all, okay, before that other angle came out and we saw him poking at Romeca, going into her pocket, whatever he was doing down there. Notice this was said prior to that video coming out, that he was not even trying to help her. Okay, that she was getting away and bam, a shot and then the other shot. Okay, as he was letting her go. So my thing is, like she said, you couldn't even help her. You're seeing that, you know, this your mother, your baby's mother, and she's bleeding now. All of this was stated before the other video came out. But some stuff got lost in translation. Some stuff I think we forgot. So this is one reason why I wanted to refresh our memories, that some of this is not new. We're just now seeing some of the angles in the videos, but the witness said he didn't do it. Okay? He didn't try to help her. The grand jury loves to win, so they make sure all I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Okay? Well, the CCs are going to continue to talk about this because until the police officers do something about it, right? Exactly, D. That's what we were stuck at. Okay, why is she saying, are y'all kidding me? Like, I don't think she was on what they were trying to be on. And that other lady said that too. That spiritual detective lady. And I know some people, you know, question some of this stuff, but that morning, I don't think she was on that. And like I said, those text now messages saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to spit on your baby. When I see you, I'm going to slap you. Okay, and we had all of that on the restraining order as well. But yet, no one is able to prove it. No one is able to say definitely, oh, this is Romeca. Okay, if people know that there's some tension behind two parties and so forth, guess what they can do? People can make up troll pages. They can make up text message threads. all of that, y'all. We're in that type of technology age. Okay, so if you can't definitely say, oh, this came from Romeca's phone, or we trace the number back to her computer, or we like give some type of evidence. But what I feel is y'all were sending those messages and then trying to fix the scene to go with the things that were being said in certain messages. Like, don't bring up anything you don't have proof with, okay? Because there's no proof of that. Just some text now messages, not even real text messages, but text now messages. And we know how that goes, okay? You don't know who's behind the number. They were so loud, the kid, the witness, heard them from the bus. Yeah, it was loud out there. She been saying this about what she's seen. Exactly. This is not new news. Okay, my question is, where was he standing when she was being pow-pow? It looks like, according to this witness, she was in the his grip with the, hold on, y'all, let me get my phone, the alarm going on. Okay. That's when he was holding her at that time. And see, my thing is, another thing that this witness said that stands out, which means that they had time, is for the fact that if you're telling her she's about to go get her gun, okay, well, it wasn't a time for you to stop and pause at that, that moment and say, oh, no, come on, go on and get in your car, or don't do that. Or, Holly, you get in your car. I got her. You're a strong man. Tell Holly to go ahead and drive off. And it wasn't no blocking in. If anyone was blocking, it's Carlos. Pull your car up. Because where Romeca was parked, Holly had plenty of space. Okay, it was not right next to her car. There was an opening. We already looked at that again. So everyone that's saying, oh, it was an ambush, Romeca had her blocked in, try again. No, she could get out. Tell Carlos go move his, or tell her to go get his truck. Okay, so if anything, he should have moved his. She had plenty of space to get out. Hi, Miss Catherine. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Brittany said, and don't forget that there is a Romeca Allen in the picture as well. How do we know Holly and Romeca number 2 didn't set up all of those messages and calls to pin it on Romeca number 1? Okay, clock it. There's some reasonable doubt right there. Okay. On Romeca, because it seems like Romeca on the stand. Okay. Child, we didn't put Romeca as deceased, but see, this is what happens when we have unarmed Black men and women that have gotten unalived by police officers. I feel like the deceased is on the stand. So we trying to prove that Romeca is not guilty, because everyone is trying to make it like, oh, she's this, she's that, she's no. Okay, she had no weapon. Okay, so that's number 1. And then some of the things that are being said, there's some doubt to some stuff that's being put out here. Okay, we got to look at facts. We got to look at evidence. We can't go by he said, she said. Can't go by fake text messages that we don't even know who's behind them. Okay, we can go by previous patterns, police reports that have been written up that says you are capable of doing X, Y, Z. You have the strength. You tried it before. Okay, you can try it now. So you were already holding her. There's plenty of time to get out. Her car was not right next to her car where she could not get out of that space. That little Chevy Cruze. A Chevy Cruze is not a big vehicle. Okay. You could just ease your way up out that little spot and go about your business if you really wanted to. Okay. There was time to retreat. So she has really a great aim to not hit him. Tanya, clock it. Child, where did she get targeting practice from? Oh, well, according to her aunt, allegedly, she said that Holly has had this license to carry for over 5 years, closer to 9. So this wasn't anything new to her, according to her aunt. Them could be in the process of obtaining her phone report that will show text messages of those are fake. That's another charge. Tampering with some other stuff. Oh yeah, that's a whole other charge. You up here trying to set up a person that's deceased with some fake messages. Definitely wasn't blocked in. People making me sick saying that. Thank you. She was not blocked in. Why they keep saying that she was? Yeah, she wasn't. I don't want anyone holding me when there is a fight or guns involved. Right, because now Romeca was in fear for her life, not Holly. See, we have that part wrong. Romeca was in fear for her life. You have one in your ear saying she's about to go get her gun. She's about to go get her gun. You have the other one said, I'm going to shoot you, itch. I'm going to shoot you, itch. Okay. And you got him holding you. Who's more in fear for their life? I don't care how great of a fighter you are. You're going to be in fear because it's 2 versus 1 and one has a weapon. I'm now in fear for my life. Why do you think she was trying to wriggle up out of the hold? She's trying to get away. It wasn't to come. Why would she come at her with the weapon if she doesn't have a weapon? Like she's some superhuman type of person. Okay, which now takes me to, and I'm getting a little ahead of what I'm trying to lay out, but hey, we're just going to flow. Which takes me back now to why Q has been sharing all of those videos and things of that sort. It is to paint Romeca to look a certain type of way so that it could further prove that this is why Holly was in fear for her life. Because let me show y'all, this is the girl that they were dealing with. Okay, you see this? She's holding this, trying to hit Carlos with this big cross in front of her son. Oh, you see this? She's outside of his house. You know, she tears up property. Oh, you see this? Because they want them to go by how she was in the past, okay? But not in that moment. I don't care how tough she was, picked up whatever, did whatever, but in that moment, she was in fear for her life. Because now y'all are about to come after me and I can't protect myself. Okay. So it wasn't Holly who was in fear for her life. It was then now Romeca, because I'm being held. You're telling me she's going to get a gun. And now you're telling me you about to shoot me. I am now in fear. I am trying to get up out of here. Okay. So quit saying in that moment, Holly was in fear for her life. No. Okay, no, I don't care how many times Romeca got into a fight. She could have gotten into 20,000 fights in her past. Guess what? In that moment, was she really able to fight for her life? Did she have a chance while he was holding her in that moment? That's what we are looking at, okay? But what I heard, she just got the paperwork. Hey, D, that's what we all was thinking and saw. But the auntie is all up in chat saying, oh no, she got her LCL or whatever, the license to carry over 5 years, almost 9. And I know the police know about that. That's what she's putting out there. Okay. So I'm not saying it, but I'm saying that was what her auntie's putting out there. I would have driven up on the sidewalk if I need to get out. Right. Okay, girl, you that scared. Okay, how come you didn't get that Chevy Cruze and get up out of Dodge? Okay, sidewalk. Okay, drive on the sidewalk. It would have fit. Okay, girl, you could have gotten up out of there. So please stop with she was blocked in. Please stop. Let's dead that. Please stop that Holly was in fear. She had plenty of time to retreat. Okay. Hey, Nicole. Hey, sis. All right, let's continue. So, and that was something that I wondered too. That little will never.
The guns in her.
Okay, back up a little.
Me, you know, she says she dropped her baby off, and you go. You don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican shore cop, and I pointed out, I was like, the guns in her car, why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, you know, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's the gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me,
There's this myth that addiction is just lack of willpower, but that's not how the brain works.
Opioid addiction affects.
When she shot her, it wasn't it. The female that got shot, she wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much you had to run?
So that was one thing that people were stating. Some people were stating that, oh, Romeca had, like,
I seen she ran
because it escalated, and none of those other two people should have been at that location.
around your car, go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is, and you reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman, you know? So to me, it was a senseless, they were arguing because she was pulling up and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car parked on the sidewalk? Because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think.
Okay, she ran to the what? That small Chevy Cruze, that black Chevy Cruze vehicle to get it. So why was it then out that she had it on her? She said she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle to get the weapon. You had time, girl. If you ran to the vehicle to get the weapon, you had time to get in there. And is that not her car? That black Chevy Cruze? That's the one she ran to go get it. Okay, your whole child up in the car. So she already identified the cars. So she knew which car belonged to which person. She said he had the truck. Okay, so she had a clear view. I want y'all to understand that, of whose car was where. Okay, and who was running, who went to get whatever. So she had a clear view of all of that. Demetrius said, and at the end of the day, now one of those videos showed Meeks putting hands on anyone, and she was the one with black eyes, no one else. So that's a bunch of BS. Exactly. Thank you for bringing that up. Hey, Becca, good morning. Yes, I'm sick of people saying that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, let everyone know we are live. Hey, Talks with Tabby is in the building. Thank you, sis, for joining. And thank you for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. She said this story is so overwhelming. Keep up the greatest work. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. I appreciate you joining. Let's see here. Hey, KB Mommy, welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, Miss Foxy said exactly. She appeared to look like this bully because that man was terrorizing her over the years, and his narcissistic tail just so happened to record most of her reactions. It makes me so mad. Right. On those videos, y'all, those are her reactions. Where's the full video? What was said before she was cussing him out? Before she showed up at his place and knocking on the door? Okay, before she was holding the stick or the cross in her hand. What happened before that? That's what we want to know. So please miss us with that until you have the full footage. Because I'm pretty sure there's probably plenty of footage of him acting up. Okay, we did see him putting the FU sign on one picture. Okay, probably up here messing with her that day. We had also people under chats, okay, saying how he had was trying to fight her. One girl at her job saying she was trying to help her in the restroom, allegedly. Okay, so on the other side of that, are we talking about him putting his hands during Domestic Violence Awareness Month? That men should not be putting their hands on women? Have we had that conversation? I don't think we're talking about that side enough, because we always want to talk about her reaction, but we never want to talk about what led to the reaction, or the mugshot where her eye is bruised. Oh, but he loves her. Oh, he's been crying recently. Miss me with that. Oh, he wants to put the little heart with the little sick heart on his page, trying to gather sympathy. Were you trying to gather sympathy when you punching her in the eye, when you holding her, putting your arm around her neck, restraining her while the other girl went and got the gun? Was that love? Are the tears because you are afraid you might be able to go to jail? And obviously you don't do well with going to jail because you've been resisting arrest before? Like, miss us with that. I'm like Whole Peace TV, baby. I'm sick of it. Okay, we having the conversation this morning. All of the lies, all of the manipulation, all of the games. A whole woman has lost her life. Okay. And shout out to Corporate Thug and Mika. She did a video, and I hope she doesn't mind me playing a snippet of that video this weekend. And when I tell you, she was preaching in that video. Her sentiments I agree with wholeheartedly. We are missing the whole point of this. All of this other stuff is the drama surrounding the justice for Romeca. Whereas her mom is having, total focus on the task at hand. Every day, she's sharing her daughter, asking others, share videos, keep Romeca's name out there. Justice for Romeca. I miss you, baby. Sharing her pictures. And then we got all the other stuff around that taking place. Okay? So no, we're going to bring it to the facts. We're going to continue to focus on justice for Romeca. Let's look at the whole picture, not part of the picture, not a distorted picture, but the whole picture. When they told Ro about the gun, if you were in Ro's place, don't you think Ro was thinking, I have to get away from them? She's going to shoot me. Meeks was, yes, she was in fear for her life, your love. I agree. Okay, so she was in fear for her life. Happy birthday, Becca. Oh my goodness. I'm going to sing happy birthday to you at the end. Okay. Shout out to Tabby. That nappy hair boy keeps saying it's a video. Where is it, child? Now we're hearing the coffee shop has a video here, a video there. It's just games all over the place. Okay. He destroyed her house, broke windows out, ripped up her designer bags, buzzed her TV up. Who knows what else? Went to her job, got her evicted. Let's not forget the black eye and people still saying she the bully. Okay, miss me with that. Let's talk about the whole picture. Okay, let's not talk about a part of it. Let's talk about all of it if we're going to talk about it. Okay. That Q girl probably was going to the gun range or practicing often, or someone said her arm may have been steady with help. Clock that. Okay, with some help, and that person got a lot of blood on their hands, literally and figuratively. Okay.
And literally, he came out of his truck looking like real, like he wasn't like on anything but being like mischievous, like nothing but like what was like he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, you know, and the other girl was just yelling at her and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna step back over here to go get my gun, you know. She was nowhere near her. But that's all I gotta say. And I know for a fact that she did get arrested, but he got let go. So hopefully, you know, for what I said and what I witnessed, I just don't want to be, you know, put on the stand or anything to say. I did put a statement in because I know it's necessary. You know, it was a ridiculous, you know, I'm a mom too. I wouldn't want.
Now, that part where she said he had a mischievous look on his face, like he was planning something, that also, we got to take note of that. Now, she said she didn't think he was on anything, but on that police report, it didn't say he was sober. That's something to think about, y'all. I'm telling you. That day, I hate to go back to this this Mara video, y'all. I hate to go back to that. Speaking of that, I need to share that out again because someone asked me under the video. But on that video, now only he would be able to confirm this, okay? Or people around him that really know him. When she was saying some things that Romeca was saying, she said, did he tell y'all that he pops pills? Now, I don't know if he pops pills or not, okay? He would know. And the people that's close to him would know. Now, if it's saying unknown, did they do a toxicology report on him? Because for one, I've already told y'all, if you were in Texas or a place that takes this type of thing seriously, both of y'all got blood on y'all. Both of y'all going into handcuffs. Okay, we going to the police station because I need to know why y'all got so much blood on y'all. Okay, they should have done a test on him that day. What did you have coming out looking like that? Okay, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that he did. Hey, but she said he looked like he was mischievous, this look, sneaky look on his face. She didn't know if he was on something or not. But on that police report, why they didn't put sober like the other ones? I'm just curious to know. Okay, so I don't know if he does that or not. He would be able to confirm that, and then people close to him will be able to tell if he takes something. Everything is starting to look like Holly didn't come from a good stock. Too many liars. Okay, thank you, Latte. She gonna keep me on it. It's a lot of things we need to know before the gun went off. Exactly, that we haven't gotten to yet. We still, but see, trying to buy this time because they have to prove a couple of things. Okay, they have to prove a couple of things. Let me play the last part of this in this two things.
My baby to hear like that, you know, and I wouldn't want me to be laying in the ground. She's a sister, you know, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's somebody to everybody. She's a friend, you know, and that was bogus to just stand there and look at her like she was nothing, you know. To me, I was literally so mad. My boyfriend was also really mad. He was yelling at them. I don't know if you noticed. He was there too, and I was on the phone with him while this was happening. I would call back at him, and he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Please hurry." And I even had him run that way. I was like, "You need to run that way to go see if he's okay. Go see if everything's okay. What's going on over there? What's going on? Is she laying in the? Go see if she's okay. You know." And it's just senseless that I felt like I had to go send my boyfriend over there because he was just standing over her, like, you know, like, I don't know, but I'm so sorry. I think
it was like a demon, y'all. She said he had a mischievous look in his eye. He didn't even try to render aid, didn't try to stop the bleeding. And she called the police originally because he was fighting her and they were arguing and fighting. When I say that, like pushing the door on her.
huge. I don't think she expected to get shot. No one ever like expects to get shot. You know what I mean? But to me, I felt like what I seen, it was unnecessary, and to the point where, you know, it was senseless, and you know, I don't know what came over her to even think to go get her gun. You know what I mean? Like, I thought they gave people training for that. You know?
Did you know earlier this year, that same girl, the second baby mama that got the gun, she was writing to Miss Meekson online earlier this year in January. She said it's time to KMFers. So they said they already had this plan that the second baby mama was already had in her heart that she wanted to end the first baby mama life.
And I did see that post.
If you're between 45 and 64 and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years,
hey,
listen carefully. I was
almost like pre-med, those demonic looking eyes. Okay, he really does.
I would think, okay, this is the end of it, right? But it's not the end of it.
No, because the girl literally ran from the side of the sidewalk and then went in front of her car and Miss Meek's car and started like yelling stuff out. That's where I actually got off the bus, and then I started getting close, and then like just to hear what was going on, and it started getting hectic.
Now y'all mean to tell me she was that in fear for her life till she was allegedly running over to Romeca's car, hitting her car when she was trying to get in? Like, I mean, does that sound like a person in fear for their life?
And then at that point, I was already telling the cops they needed to hurry to come and get the situation handled because they were in the middle of the street arguing, you know. And I was like, he literally was slamming the door on her back, like, please help, you know. So yeah. And then after she ran to the side. So
I'm glad you did. So after that, she got in the car, and then homegirl, Miss Johnson, Holly Johnson, that's her name. The second baby mama, the killer, is Holly Johnson. Holly Johnson gonna go in front of the car and yelling and trying to provoke her. And is that when Miss Meeks said, "Girl, I just got finished dropping my kids off. What are y'all doing?"
No, she was yelling that over the hood, right? But when she came out of the car, she said, "What?" Like, she was like, "What, bitch? Like, you keep coming up to my car. What's up?" You know, because she kept coming up to her car, and like every time she would go back into her car, she was like, you know, trying to get her out of the car. So then that's what it, to me, it seemed like the only reason why she came out of the car was because the other one, oh, well, Miss Johnson was like antagonizing her.
See, okay, are we forgetting that part? Like, she did. There are people that are saying, well, why didn't she get in her car to leave? She tried. She tried. Okay, allegedly, according to this witness. But Miss Holly, it appears, was antagonizing her. Oh, Miss Fearful. Okay, trying to get her out. See, that's another thing that adds to a plan. You did not want her to leave in this moment. Okay? Because if you were in fear, if you felt that Romeca was trying to come for you that day, and she's trying to get into her car, but you're hitting her hood, you're, hey, saying stuff, you're doing this, doing that, you didn't want her to leave. Why is that? Why? You had to keep her there for that moment. Okay? So she did try to leave. Please don't forget that part. She did try to leave, according to this witness. But you're tapping, you're probably saying little stuff. I would never. I can't believe you over here enjoying our life and look at you pulling up on us. Okay? You just jealous, calling her a hoe, B, all of that probably. Okay, slow down, dirty ass. Didn't try to save Romeca. Yeah, justice for Romeca. Right. They were in the middle of the street. So how did Ro get by Holly's car? Carlos drug her over there where it looks like, according to the witness, she was trying to get into, you know, while they were arguing and stuff like that, trying to get into her driver's side. But when she was trying to leave, Holly, according to this witness, kept coming to the car, hit the hood of a car, probably saying stuff, antagonizing her, taunting her, and she's getting out, you know, instead of just going ahead and, you know, ignoring her, she's getting out, probably cussing her out and all of that. See, why is that part we're not focusing on as well? We're forgetting some stuff. She did try to leave. Okay? But then you got this little nagging chihuahua keep coming over here. Girl, you are not in fear. It's a couple of things we're hearing that shows you were not in fear for your life. Okay? I'm telling y'all. Oh, yeah, I heard that also. Hey, there we go. Holly is going to jail, and she better hope the feds don't pick it up, and Carlos can count his days too. They both going to jail. Okay, we missing that part. That shows too, she was trying to get a response. Yeah, she was trying to get a response. Oh, wow.
Well, I just seen him looking like he was just looking, you know, and to me, I didn't know what his plans were, what the plans were with between each other, you know. To me, what I witnessed is, you know,
okay, he was just looking. How about y'all? I can pretty much bet you this is when all of the alleged video footage was being recorded too, during this back and forth right here. Okay, that she's trying to get out the car. See, she's trying to get out the car. Let's record her getting out the car. Let's record her cussing her out. Like, they're going to get all of that if there is a video. I bet during this moment is when some of that video was being taken, okay, of this altercation.
That he was standing right next to her, and he didn't say anything, but they were arguing. And then once Miss Meeks walked up to Carlos, Miss Johnson ran to the sidewalk, and then Carlos snatched her up by the waist, and then she was wiggling out, like, almost. And then when she almost wiggled out, he had her by the neck because she was like wiggling down, you know.
Hello,
My name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy.
Y'all know she talked all that noise, but then y'all see she ran. Okay, because you want to respond, son. You keep trying to get my attention. You want me to respond, right? Oh, so when I'm about to come after you, that's when you take off running. Then that was the plan for Carlos to grab her up. See, y'all got what y'all wanted. Y'all got me back out of my car. Okay, now you take off running because you know if I grab you, I got you. I'm pretty sure my money will be on Romeca in that moment to beat up Holly. Okay. So she took off running, knowing Big Bad Carlos was about to grab Romeca up. Pay attention, y'all, like clock it. Think about it in your visual mind, okay? Think about how all of this is now playing out.
I look forward to you joining.
And
so do you think at that time when he had her by the waist and then she was getting out, then he grabbed her by the neck with them big old arms, do you think at that moment she knew that this was a setup? Right. They're trying to take my life away.
I honestly, I just seen that when she got out of got out of it, like she was literally going the other way. She wasn't going towards her, you know? So it just looked like she was trying to get away, you know, at this point. She was scared, you know, and I seen like she was scared. Like it was a different, like, you know, when you see somebody's movement and you could just tell like run to, you know what I mean? That's what I seen, you know?
And she probably was scared and probably saw like death upon her. Like seriously, that was a scary moment because you have this happening with him, he holding you, and you know that you're unarmed and this other person is trying to go and get a weapon. She probably sensed that this is about to go left. Yeah. And shout out to Miss Josephine for the super sticker and for you being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. If you all want to be sponsors for the live, you're welcome to send a super sticker or super chat. My Cashapp is scrolling on the screen, or buy a coffee, and we will shout you out. I appreciate y'all for being here. Also, the like button is for free. Okay, so make sure you're tapping that like button. Yeah, and I bet it really did probably her friends said. Yeah, they could be fast forward my part.
Anybody caught the video or anything. But Carlos goes up to Holly and fist bumps her and says,
"What?
Yeah, it was what was it? It was self-defense, right? It was self-defense." And she's like, "Yeah, it was self-defense."
So we couldn't really see that part. I think on the video that I have, it didn't pan fast enough. But when he did walk over there, you could see him walking over there to her. Y'all, that's almost like a celebration that, oh, you did it, you know. But now, and he was giving her, in my opinion, the reason, because when the police first got there, the first thing she was yelling was, she's licensed to carry. Okay, she's telling them about a restraining order. However, just because you're licensed to carry and you have a restraining order does not justify you unaliving someone that is unarmed. So notice he was telling her, he kept repeating it to the crowd and to her to get that out there as, hey, this is going to be our defense, okay? It was your self-defense. You were scared, okay? All right? Self-defense. That's what we're going to use, okay? In that part, okay? Because she would have yelled that out as soon as the police got there. Think about it. If you were truly in fear for your life, or if you felt that your child was about to be attacked, right? Or, you feared that, guess what? When the police came up, because you know that you could have gotten into trouble, the first thing you would have said was, officer, I have a choice. Like that would have been your response. Not, I'm licensed to carry. I'm licensed to carry. That don't mean you can go around just unaliving people. So he was putting that out there like, girl, look, you better tell these people it's self-defense. So now, because we got a witness, and at the time, they did not know this witness was going to come out and tell what she saw. At the time, they didn't even know the video was circulating around the world, okay, and becoming viral. They didn't know that. That's why he went to his Facebook page and put worst day of my life. They had already come up with the plan. This was supposed to be an open and shut case that, oh, baby mama came to where the baby dad and his other baby mama was. They got into altercation, argument. She unalived her in self-defense. Bam, case closed, right? However, the video was out and a witness is out. Now, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? So now, since we've said self-defense, we got to be able to prove that, okay? Which brings me to yesterday. Your Love said this is the worst smear campaign, gang stalking, and role reversal on an unlive lady who was a beautiful soul I have ever heard. Okay, Your Love, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Never. Okay, I'm telling you, definitely a smear campaign. Now, David Brown is this alleged friend, okay, that's been going around to different panels, right? He speaks up. He's the spokesperson for Carlos. It's good cop, bad cop. You got Quadre. He the bad cop because people don't like him. They think he lying about everything, but he not lying about everything, y'all, okay? And then you got David Brown, the respectful one, the one that comes into the chats. He engages, you know, goes onto some panels. He has the nice dreads, you know, cool, calm, and collected, right? Now, notice he will admit some things. He will state some facts, but he is not going to put anything out here because you also got to consider the loyalty factor and that this is his friend and he does not want to get into trouble. He's only going to go so far. Well, allegedly, he's saying what's holding back this case from really, really getting closed are a couple of things, okay? One thing is that Romeca was probably, you know, how did he put it? A felony in her actions. And when he said felony, she broke the restraining order twice, once in July and on that day because she was not supposed to have been around Holly. And she was then committing a felony. Y'all, they've added this part. Now, this is the first, you know, Quadra, I noticed he started saying that too. And I said, now, wait a second. Here we go. We done added something else. Okay. And then the other part is the self-defense part, that the police are trying to figure out if this was really a self-defense claim. And he was saying, you know, that is hard for them to determine if it's, you know, a person is truly in fear for their life. Hence, Quadre showing all of these videos about Romeca, okay, trying to paint a picture of how far she would go, how she loves to fight, how she was this mean person, and you know, Holly is this lovable, cute little girl that has a business. She's beautiful, she's traveling, and things like that. It's to paint pictures of these two women. Okay, because if the police are still trying to figure that out, then hey, let's do this because maybe, you know, they'll tune in. Maybe some of these crooked cops, because clearly it must be some out there in Chicago. Okay, well, tell them, hey, look at this channel. Hey, look at this one. Look at this one, because they're going to show, you know, how Romeca was doing this. Look at this. Pay attention to this video. He's going to put this video out here and show you this type of person and so forth. Okay, so that is one reason why he's probably sharing all of these different videos, okay, to make it look a certain type of way. So then after that, Q gets on. And I bet they say every time we set it up, he makes sure he knocks it down. Well, he was pretty much stating that you don't have to be in fear, that Holly was pretty much not in fear to shoot someone. Well, yeah, if you're saying it's self-defense, you need to have some amount of fear there. Okay, that this person was an imminent threat. Okay, good morning, Karen. Welcome. Holly didn't scream. She has a license to carry until they were going to lock Carlos up. Okay, because baby, she was looking like a witness just standing there. She didn't say anything. That was said at the very beginning, but I guess people missed it or didn't see the very beginning. Yes, some people are just coming into this, y'all, and they are not seeing like this witness statement. They're just kind of getting like a summary of what's taking place. So it's good to kind of go back and play some of what the witness is saying. To say the least, why did Holly take her up to the school anyway? She had been up all night looking for Los and thought Los and Romeca had been together. She was really pissed, allegedly. Okay, right. He the lawyer. He the lawyer. He the spokesman, for Los. Okay, we all need to study this case and share it with our younger women to show how some, not all men, will fake love you. Exactly. Do we know who has Romeca's phone? I'm tired of hearing about the different stories. I'm tired of hearing about it too, Shailene. Allegedly, the cops have it. But then we hear Los took it. Like little stuff like that. Like until we can prove it, just quit putting it out there. Okay. If we don't really know what the phone is, then wait till y'all know. Okay. Hi, Forever Lisa. Welcome. Hi, Miss Andy. Thank you, ladies, for joining. They say your life flashed before your eyes when you're yes. I've heard that too, Sherry. Okay. I'm telling y'all. So let's let this play, and then we're gonna look at a couple of more. Now I'm trying to still say, oh, now it was self-defense. It was self-defense, but you're not sad. You're not saying, girl, what? Okay, that was me on that.
The cops did at least.
Why did they have fish bump? That's disgusting. After she is dead, they fish bumped each other.
That fish.
Yeah, and he goes up to her, and they were both said they looked at each other and it was self-defense, right? He was like, yeah, it was self-defense.
Like they had talked about it, right, Latte?
Why did they have two different cars there to meet her?
I'm actually not sure. I didn't, I just witnessed what I witnessed, and
it's just awkward to have.
But there was plenty of people on the sidewalk that they were shouting out to arrest her and everything. And the cops did, at least they did their job, and they did, what they had to do, because, it wasn't for them. She wouldn't be like in handcuffs right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How was Holly's response to you all when you guys were saying arrest her? What was her? Did she look at you guys?
What's it called? She called me a snitch, and then I said, I don't care. I'm gonna sign complaints. And then what's it called? She was frustrated, and she was saying, she was like, I have a concealed and carry, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. You shot somebody. You know what I mean? And the other girl was like, yeah, the gun's in the car. And I was like, bro, I've been said the gun's in the car. It's in the passenger side. You guys you just stashed it for what? What you stashed it for? If you was like a self-defense, then why the fuck did you why didn't you just hand them the gun? You know what I mean? But she didn't hand them the gun. She hid the gun. You know what I mean? So to me, I was like, bro, what was this? Like, what was this right now? Mm-hmm. And the cops were like, they were like, who was it? Who was? I was like, her. Arrest her, and they arrested her.
Good. And
the crazy part is she had blood all over her because I was like, I would assume they would have arrested her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But she was trying to get away with that self-defense and two people on one, but they so dumb.
Let's see. Jasmine said she didn't look scared because they know our officials don't charge anyone here. Everyone in Illinois know this. It's on our news weekly. She was free the same day. They don't charge. Now that was my thing. Shout out to Miss Andy for becoming a member. You were already family, but now you are a member. Thank you so much. Now you have access to exclusive videos, content in our lives. So thank you so much for that. Carlos is lower than a snake. Okay. Now that's the thing too, y'all, because she was even talking about it. Why did she go and put the gun back into her car? It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Okay. But it wasn't, because it wasn't a clear cut thing like they thought it was going to be. And like she said, she had blood all over her. Well, then Carlos did too. If they put her into handcuffs, Why was he not put into handcuffs with that much blood on him? His shoes, his hands. Okay, that makes you think too. Like seriously, he was almost running that whole scene. See, that's why I always said it was not self-defense, because she had no intention to tell the police before the audience did. She never called the police after the incident, right? Which makes me also wonder, Latte, what was he telling the police when he was over there doing all that talking to them? Okay, because they didn't even know she was the shooter. If anything, he should have been pointing to Holly saying, well, my baby mama right here, this one right here, she shot her. What was you telling them? Okay, because they didn't even know until the audience said it, and until on the video when they kept saying her right here, we saw the black lady, the black officer looking around lost. Okay, that's when they realized who it was. So what was Carlos over there telling them? You should have been pointing to her. It shouldn't have taken the audience or the crowd pointing to her. Okay, and then why did you not have the weapon out telling them that you fear for your life? That she was trying to attack you, or she was trying to attack the baby? That would have been the first thing that you said. You would have said back then. Who was she really talking to on that phone? Nobody. I think even that was a front. Okay, because child, she forgot about the phone. We went through there one day. She forgot about the people on the phone and just put the phone down. So if it was somebody, she didn't think what they said was important. Okay, but she did call the police and the concealed carry hotline. I mean, do we have proof? We have a phone record. I think that's why she spoke up, so he wouldn't go. If you listen carefully, Rose was inside her own vehicle when you gave them another name. Kwahali got in front of Rose's car, banging and yelling and trying to get Rose out. And then she said, what? She was damaging Rose's car. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. They need to see if there's any dents from her hand on the car. He was allegedly trying to help her, so they were not knowing he was involved. Well, I don't know how he's helping her when he didn't even point her out. Premeditated murder. Holly created a paper trail. That's why they let her go. The truth always comes to light. Like you said, they thought this would be low profile, open and shut case. Yeah. I believe they thought, well, she hid it. Okay, she didn't say, did she say she feared for her life? Was that what came out of her mouth first? Just tell me if I missed that. Okay. They are attacking her character to build Holly up. Bam. Clock it. I think that I think they were going to act like they were trying to help Romeca since they had, okay, now that's a good point, is T. Okay, since they had blood on them, but it was too many people that saw what happened. Okay. And then another video that comes out that shows you didn't either. Oh my God. That's a good point too. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they set that up. Allegedly, they were discussing this case at T-Mobile. Not T-Mobile. Oh, in Buffalo? Really? I'm telling you, a lot of people are more talking about it.
Wow.
Seriously. Hey, Chef D-Lynn. Let's see. It's our son. And so.
And how you have?
She looked at me and looked.
But it appears, I don't know if the son was at his father's for the weekend and she went and got him and brought him up there, and maybe that's how they knew she was there. I don't know. But allegedly, she was the one that had just dropped the son off.
They did it in front of everybody, just so reckless and careless. Yeah. So when she got locked up, did she say anything to y'all? Did she look at y'all funny?
Yeah, when she was walking away, she looked at me and looked at what's it called, my boyfriend, and she was like, whatever, y'all fucked up for this shit. It was self-defense. I got a restraining order on her.
What?
Yeah. So I was just like, it doesn't matter. Like, you shot someone, you didn't even you think to be like, hey, let me rethink this, not why would you pull out a gun? You know what I mean?
And how you have a restraining order, but you coming up to her school. Right. You don't got no kids to go there. You dummy. You don't got no kids to go there. That's just a lie. She ain't nothing but a liar. Holly, you a liar. You are sick, Holly. Because Miss Meeks got a restraining order out on homeboy Carlos. That's a restraining order.
That I think she dropped.
What can disqualify you from getting a life insurance policy? With us, nothing.
The aunt was saying allegedly Romeca dropped the restraining order because she wanted Carlos to have that relationship with his son,
So she probably got a restraining order because of like out of spite and probably.
I think she lying. She don't got no damn restraining order. You can't trust a snake. I'm gonna need to see them papers. Holly Johnson is a liar.
So Gigi thinking she lying about the restraining order. Okay. Well, we know she had this restraining order. Now, like I said, going back to the restraining order, a lot of things were stated in that restraining order, but were there proof of like videos, text message threads? A lot of things were very vague. Okay. So, and some stuff didn't even like pose a threat. Oh, she sent me a picture of a private part. Okay, what was the threat of that? Oh, she liked one of my videos. What was the threat in that? So some of that stuff was just put on there. She didn't even think that through. Okay, and if we go back, I did a live and we talked about that restraining order. A lot of it, if we go backwards, okay, and even look at that part, would she have legitimately gotten that restraining order based off of the stuff she put on there in lack of proof? If Romeca had shown up to court and she had to prove those things, she would not have gotten that restraining order because she probably has no proof or some fake text message threads. Okay. She knew, oh, let me file it here so she won't come here so I can do these steps and get it. Because look, baby, they have a history. Okay. They know how to this crime history. Her and Carlos. You got this. Y'all, this is the most I've ever seen of police reports in my life. I've never gone to jail or anything like that. So I don't even know what police reports look like. But in this story, we've had more police reports pop up and going through. I'm like, oh, this what it looked like? Restraining orders, the whole process. Like, it's crazy work. But even starting back there with that piece of that restraining order, I don't think she legitimately would have been able to get that had she not gone through the steps she did and how they did it. Okay. Skokie, but Romeca is in Chicago. So what was she going to do to you way there? Okay, let me put this ad out in the paper to look for Romeca. Do you see this ad? Oh, she don't see this ad. But yet you have access to her baby daddy. You have access to where she goes to school. I'm pretty sure the baby daddy know where her mama stay. All of that, even if you didn't know where she lived currently, he knows some stuff. He knows her people. Allegedly, according to the family, I should say, they knew Carlos a long time. Okay, the family knew him before him and Romeca even got together. So it was intentionally done that way to get that restraining order. If we're going to go all the way back to the restraining order part, those videos of Romeca do nothing but prove that Carlos was a liar and cheater, right? A master manipulator. I'm so glad this case shook the internet. Justice for Meeks. Yes, say it again. Okay, I'm telling you. So let me see. After this, okay, so that was the gist of that witness statement. Okay, that was the first time she came out. And let me stop sharing that. And then recently, she came out again. And she came up on Keys's panel. Okay, so let me pull up. And that one wasn't as long. It's like a little short for those of you who hadn't heard that part. Because she either was in the bushes or, she was alerted to come up or I don't know. Okay, but she popped up out of nowhere. Okay, sis probably, she been in these bushes somewhere. Okay, because baby, she was like, let me come up and say what happened. All right, let me find. How did I do it? Did I do a short? trying to remember how did I do it, y'all. Give me 1 second. Did I do a short? Oh, right here. Okay. Okay, let me bring it up. Thank y'all for your patience. Make sure y'all tap that like button, okay, as I bring this up. Brittany said, right, open book. Hold on, let me share this right quick, Brittany. Okay, right, open book. Romeca wasn't going to harm Holly and her child. Come on now. Exactly. Yep. CPD totally dropped the ball. They are trying to clean some ish up for real. Because it's too much attention on it now. Okay, here we go.
I may not talk to the witnesses behind the scene. All my behind the scene talks are confidential though. However, who is this? Jay Sean.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
She crawled to him. And when she crawled to him, he wasn't even doing anything but poking at her. So that's what I saw.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, right? Just to clear this part up. I don't want to keep you here long. I know, you know what I'm saying, you might be, doing what you do.
You already know, Keith.
Yeah. But I'm saying, right, did he at one point, at any time, did he try to turn her over to stop her?
No, not at all. Not at all. From what I saw, he had her. It is what I said what it was. He's got the real story. I told him.
Question.
It is what it is.
I got a question.
Whatever you got going on, you with the green, whatever it is.
Green,
I don't know who got you up here, whatever you got saying, whatever it is.
I got a
They got you lying up here, Brody. I'm just letting you know. Keys knows the whole truth.
I got a question for you. Why is it being said that you and your boyfriend not coming back in to get y'all statements or some shit like that?
Keys already knows what's going on. Keys already knows what's going on. I don't gotta fucking say nothing. I told Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I may not talk to the witness.
She said I don't have to say nothing now. Okay, a couple of things with the witness, that part right there. Okay. I'm just wondering, how do they know so much about this witness and what the witness said? The guy, David Brown, how did he know that why are the cops giving them info about the witness may or may not come back up there? Did y'all think about that? Like, this is like some crazy stuff, because if they have that much info, what other info do they have? And how this witness needs to be put in some type of witness protection, because I didn't know people could just find these witnesses like this. Okay, now unless, because Gigi, she called up Gigi because she said that on statement that she saw that Gigi, was covering this and she wanted to come up and tell, what happened. But that just kind of scared me that I hadn't heard anything else about this witness. And then she pops up, and then he's saying that they're telling them that the witnesses are not coming back to make statements and all of this. Like, why is that info out there? Because you could easily try to track these witnesses down. You can try to intimidate witnesses. So I don't think they're doing a great job in protecting the witnesses either. Holly had a restraining order on Romeca, and Romeca probably didn't even go around Holly like that. Right. Holly probably did that because if she saw Romeca, she would have already, had that restraining order. I agree. That's why he's trying to make people believe he's not with Holly, because he wants to look good. He wants that baby. Right. And I believe her too. I do too. Let's see. Hey, Keita girl. She said because they were threatening. That's what I was wondering. Is it possible that they were threatening because threatening the witnesses? Because remember, the witness just said in that first video that Holly was calling them a snitch. And then she had also said that Carlos was trying to come at her and they were cussing at. And we could see on the video that Carlos was telling them to go and be quiet and stuff like that. So I can only imagine this witness is key to this case. Okay. Like, seriously. due to all the Facebook mess, I believe the witnesses were threatening, just my opinion, right? I think there's a leak. Miss Andy, clock it, baby, a big leak. I've already called that some time ago. Okay. I've already called that out some time ago. And especially if some of them allegedly work out with him, like y'all, it's too much info out here that's not protected. Okay. And if all of this info is out here, how much of this does the family know? Like, we should be somewhere. If all of this info is out here, we should be somewhere with this case, because it's a lot of leaked information out here. And I did hear from someone that lives there that the police department do not care. They're trying to make the mayor look bad. Okay. And they're doing a good job, because clearly this looks bad. And the mayor is trying to make the police department look bad. Okay, they're at odds. This looks really bad that we have witnesses, we have all this information, but we don't have a charging document. We don't have an indictment yet. We don't even have a press conference yet. Like, with none of this info, like, where's the leak? That's what they need to find. Because it wouldn't surprise me if they don't have the cell phone. Child, this reminds me of different episodes where you have the crooked cops going up to the police station. Hey, give me that piece of evidence. And they hand it over to them because they know they're not going to get in trouble or nobody's going to tell. Okay? They not going to tell on each other. They have a code, remember? Mm-hmm. Yes, I was thinking about that, OB, but they may just be telling them that, I don't know, they're being protected. I hope so. That's probably the BS Carlos telling his friends, and they running with it. Okay. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you so much. Oh, he's definitely talking. Definitely. Okay. Thank you, Dreamy Girl. Let's see. Okay, Black Bears, welcome back. That just heard that because it was going around that they weren't going to testify. Yeah, but she said certain people know that. And then the police department, they obviously know that too, but why are they sharing that? Because I've seen police investigate cases and they'll share, even in the recent one with Kata Scott, they were sharing some information, but they also had discretion in what they shared. It seems like this police department, they're not using discretion in what they're sharing. Okay, they're just telling some people key information and putting it out there, and because that could have an impact on this case. It was said at the beginning that the witness would give a statement, but didn't want to testify on the stand. Right. Okay, that was my thinking. I thought that was stated too, that they would give a statement, but they didn't want to just be in court. Now, I don't know if they're saying that, because they would have to come to court, then we're not going to take the statement because they already said they don't want to come to court. So I don't know if it's one of those type of things, but that would make sense. Like, this is crazy. Okay. When I tell you, and I heard that, I was like, well, how did he know that? That these people didn't want to come there, and the police had told them that. I told y'all, he's like the good cop, where he'll kind of ask some questions, good cop, bad cop, to try to get, all this little information out. Now, remember this. Let me pull up. I'm looking for a video right quick. I wanted to show y'all something. Okay, here it is. Okay. Now, the reason I'm going to show y'all this is I want y'all to think about something when it pertains to how much is being said. Her CCL and self-defense is going to work out for her. So that's why they brought the baby into play. Yes. You know what, Sherry, clock that. That's what I was thinking too, because that part, it just wasn't working. Okay. And they were having a hard time, according to David Brown yesterday. Okay, still trying to figure out if she was really in fear for her life, and if this was a self-defense claim. I think they're kind of having a hard time believing that. So to up the ante, let's go ahead and add in the baby. Because, there are these things said about a baby. Maybe we can make it look like Holly was in fear that her baby was going to be attacked. Okay? I'm telling you. Hi, welcome, Froda. Thank you for joining. Some CC reported the witnesses backed off last week. Oh, he's talking about Facebook and YouTube telling them. Oh, he was talking about Facebook and YouTube? I heard him say they say. I thought he was talking about the police, and I'm like, well, why are they telling them that information? Yeah, it looks bad. Okay. Carlos may not be able to get the baby due to his baby mama unaliving the other baby mama. I would have a problem with that. I think CPD is doing it on purpose because that's going to cause confusion and get them to talk. I believe they only told them to get information. Carlos was dodging the grand jury. I think the things they are saying is inaccurate and people are believing it, which is what they want. They be throwing things out there and then it spreads. One thing I've learned about social media, it will make its own news report. And that's what we're saying. We don't believe the info is from the police, it's from hearsay. I feel like charges and arrests are coming because Holly's aunt was trying to advertise Holly's OnlyFans account to get money. When everyone started calling it out, she took it down. Wait, Keita Girl, did she take it down? The OnlyFans is down. Well, I had my theory when I heard about it, child. I was like, baby, anytime she got her aunt on here advertising in Quadre, advertising her OnlyFans, child, she's trying to get money for those lawyers. Okay. Baby, that's what she's trying to do. I'm not crazy. And you not just going in the midst of you waiting to see if you're going to be charged. Oh, let me go into OnlyFans. And then I hope Quadre was playing or Ladre was playing talking about $50 for you could pay $50 a month and she's doing threesomes. To me, girl, you acting like a cheap HEAUX. That is cheap, girl. You doing whole threesomes for $50 a month? Yeah, I know if you get enough of them, they may start adding up. But to me, that's too much. That's like prostitution to me. I don't know. I mean, everybody do their own thing. But I don't know if I would be advertising my niece's OnlyFans and she doing nasty stuff like that. And allegedly, that's how she met Carlos. And, the aunt was allegedly saying that, Holly brought out this softer side of Carlos and all of this child. Carlos only saw the nasty side of her and what she could do for him. He uses her. Okay. So she's the one that falls for it, the dumb one that falls for it, right? So why wouldn't you keep a person you could easily use around? He didn't really love her. You could see in the pictures. It was very forced in those videos they were sharing. He looked uncomfortable, didn't want to kiss her, kind of looking into the camera and stuff like that. Child, it wasn't real. It wasn't real. And you can never say what a man is going to do. Even if he hasn't tried to fight her now, doesn't mean that he may not snap later. Okay. They're nice in the beginning. They try to hide behind the mask. They don't want that mask to fall off and for them to be exposed. Okay, so those are different things that are taking place. Okay, so he only using her. I think she don't have to be in court, but they will use her statement. I know somebody this happened to. Okay, but they only start saying something about the baby when that lady said that. Okay. Yeah, she never said anything about being afraid for her son. Okay, let me pull up this video and I'll read some more of y'all comments. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Okay, so this video, I want y'all to pay attention to the redacted information. Okay, now the top two lines. So okay, notice I like a one line and you add it together. This is what witness 1 and witness 2 had on the police report that was redacted, okay? Witness 3, where it says Romeca Meek's case, said all of that. Now, I want y'all to hear on the scene, okay? some things that were being said, and I want to see, does that match up to what's on the police report? Even though we can't see what it says underneath it, but just look at the link. Okay, that was a lot. And even the part I played this morning was a lot. But y'all, the amount of writing on that police report was very short. That concerns me. Okay, and the reason it concerns me, hey, Dr. Braves, welcome, sis. The reason that it concerns me is for the simple fact that this witness has a lot of details and information that she shared on Criminal Villains platform, right? And also she came back to Keys and gave even that snippet, right? Now, that information needs to go on record, okay? Now, she already said that she didn't want to, do all of that. Well, will that information ever get out into the proper hands? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can hear it all day long and can know kind of what was happening. But if it's not on that police report, has it even been shared with the grand jury or anything like that? I'm just trying to understand that part. That concerns me. The police have done their job. The internet is dragging this out because they want charges pressed on Holly, but she's not getting any according to the law. Oh, speaking of the law, we're going to look into something about that, Courtney, but thank you for sharing that. Carlos knows she provides services. Oh, yeah, he knows. I think he benefited from it, right? Yeah, so he doesn't care about that girl like that. Really, I'm going to leave the other stuff alone because that's a part of the trauma surrounding. Trees, welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay. So then, and there was also a part, I forgot whose panel Ladre was on, where he said that Holly was chasing Romeca. Do y'all remember that? And I was like, well, if she was chasing her, how was she in fear for her life? Okay. Now let me pull up. Let's see. Let me pull up a picture right quick of something I saw. I still don't trust Los Blood cousin. He's been caught up in a few lies himself. Holly, we could charge a restraining order protects her home. Now, Carlos, not the baby either, and definitely not the baby because she didn't have anything on there, no baby initials or anything like that. So I don't even know why. Now, they probably would have shown like if there was some text now messages saying some stuff about the baby and they added that in there. Okay, that's the only reason I would see them even considering that. But my thing is, no. All right, let me pull this up, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so Illinois self-defense laws. Okay, it says Illinois law states that you may defend yourself if you think you have a reasonable. Okay, that's why I kept pointing out reasonable. Okay, reasonable. I want y'all to consider it says that. Okay, reasonable belief of imminent harm. That means beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know if this person comes at you, you're gone. Okay, you're out of here. So you have to shoot them because you are now in imminent harm. The threat must be immediate. Not I'm chasing you around the car. Not you trying to come into the car, get into your car to drive off, and I'm coming over here tapping the hood, taunting you, trying to get you out of your car. Not somebody holding you back and I got time to get into my car. Come on now. Not you going over to the sidewalk. Not you walking back to the car getting a gun. Girl, that's not immediate. That is not immediate. Okay? Baby, you had time multiple times to move around. Okay? You cannot defend yourself against a threat that might happen in the future. So if somebody's even saying like on that restraining order, she said that she gonna unalive me. She called my grandmother and told her she gonna kill me. I'm sorry. I don't know why they made me laugh. The voice, I think I went. Girl, okay, like girl, they not even trying to think about that. It can't be something in the future. Okay, that means right then in the moment you had no choice. Okay, to claim a justifiable use of force, you must also show. Okay, also. So that means that it was an immediate threat, that you were, this is beyond a reasonable doubt, that there was an imminent harm, right? Also, in addition, that means in addition, okay, the use of force was proportionate to the force used against you. So if she didn't have a weapon, automatically we're disproportionate. Like, really think about this, y'all. Okay, there was not a proportionate use of force there. Use of deadly force is only permitted if you fear imminent death, okay, serious bodily injury, or to prevent the commission of a forcible felony. Now, maybe that's why they're trying to now put the felony out there. Because, see, that wasn't out there, y'all, till now. Okay, now we've added another plot twist. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay. Now it's a felony. Oh my gosh, Romeca was involved in a felony because, you know, she violated the restraining order back on July 14th. Oh my goodness, you know, she was within 1,000 feet of Holly that day. Okay, she violated it again. Now she has a felony. Okay, this is, I want y'all to peep the play. Like, y'all, quit playing the games. None of, if this was all a part of it, do it at the beginning. See, this is my thing. We didn't have all of this at the beginning. Now it's like, oh, this didn't work. Okay, let's come up with this. Oh, this didn't work. Okay, now we're going to add this. This was getting on everybody's nerves. Like, if everybody would have said this at the beginning, the girl was coming after my baby. Okay, while you out here, you fearing for your life. I was in fear for my life and my baby. That wasn't said in the beginning. Then, oh, Romeca, she had a whole felony, you know, while she's out there. That wasn't said in the beginning. Like, now we're changing up stories. Then we have the infamous video that for the past 2 months was supposed to have been played. Still haven't. Then we have no text message receipts. We got fake text messages, but we can't prove it was from Romeca. We have someone taunting someone. They had a chance to run back to their car, but they had a chance to run back and go get a gun, but they couldn't get in. Out of any of those doors, you have a whole baby. What if your baby was crying? So you mean to tell me you couldn't get in the car and get to your baby? People in the back, pay attention to these laws. Yes. So she had that. She called her grandma and whole family threatened to unalive her, even from the son's phone. Please show me proof of that, Courtney. What proof have you seen? I don't believe Holly. So I got to see proof. Okay. If she lied and it's a whole video camera right there, recording what was happening, all this, and the girl never yelled or anything like that. Now he telling her to say self-defense, all this different stuff coming out. Like, what proof do we have of that? Everyone's saying, oh, it's on the restraining order. Baby, you can write anything on a restraining order. That does not mean that it can be proven. That's all I'm asking. If someone has a photo, send it to me. If it's something, I'm about evidence. Okay. I'm not trying to lie on anyone. If someone has proof that that was actually sent, do we even have proof? Although it's her son's phone number. There are programs where you could even put her son's phone number in there. Why would Romeca have to send anything from her son's phone? She has her own phone, okay? She can send it from her own phone. She doesn't seem like the scary type to not even post it on her own social media. If she wanted to call her out or say whatever, she can do that from her own social media. Why would she jeopardize her son? We saw how much she loved her son. Why would she send mess from her son's phone? Are you sure Carlos didn't send it from the phone to try to make it look like Romeca? I'm just saying, since we throwing it out there, how do we know he didn't set her up? Okay, because I don't trust him either. That's all I'm saying. So until someone shows a proof of a text message saying this is Romeca's phone, I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I really don't, because we see how they operate. So I just don't believe it. Romeca didn't have a weapon. There was no imminent threat. Facts. Los was out all night and she thought he was with Romeca. I don't know. All of that speculation too, because I haven't seen proof of any of that. I can't even give her, she was, I know we laugh and joke about that, but is there proof that she was sitting in her car all night? Okay. Texting. Where are the text messages? 18 times. Where is the proof of that? I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of stuff being put out here. And it's a lot that we have not seen. That's all I'm saying. None of it was said because it wasn't true. I'm just saying. Okay, the truth doesn't change. Thank you. It doesn't change. That would have been stated in the beginning. Holly sat outside for hours and was supposed to go home and was stalking Carlos. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Courtney, which, hey, that scares me. He the only other one that would know the phone number, right? So I don't put nothing past Carlos, okay? So that wouldn't be a good reason or justification on that, because he could have easily said it and made it look like Romeca, okay? He was with Romeca just 9 weeks, mad at the wrong Romeca. Regardless if she did say that, in this situation, she didn't have a weapon. What's so hard to understand about that? People are slow for real. They use that baby as a deflection because that baby was neglected while she was outside trying to argue with Romeca about, oh boy, clock it. I'm telling you, think about that. Holly wasn't afraid of Romeca. Carlos had Romeca in a headlock. So how was Holly being threatened? Please put it out there again and say it again. Like, how many more times do we have to say she was held? Okay, multiple times. He's trying to get her into her car. Bam. There's time for Holly to get away. Okay, remember, it can't be, oh, I think if this girl get a loose, she's going to harm me. I can unalive her. No, it would have had to be immediate. He held her twice. When Romeca got out of his grip the first time, allegedly she got away. He grabbed her up again. Okay, so that's 2 times. How many times he got to keep grabbing her for Holly to get away? Why are we not understanding that? She had a chance. She had a chance to run. Run, Forrest, run. Okay, if you have to run around the corner to the local coffee shop, obviously you didn't care about your son, okay, because you out here shooting up people, okay, while your son in the car. Okay, so I don't know how much care in the world you got for your son. That's all I'm saying. You arguing with someone's son in the car. If you was sitting outside, son in the car, okay, so how much care do you have for the son? So that part, child, just run. She could have ran over to Carlos's truck, got in his truck and took off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she'll bring it back. She got her child right there. So please miss me with that. Okay. Going back to this. So then you must be in a place you are legally allowed to be performing a lawful act. Self-defense situations do not apply to lawful arrest by law enforcement. And then Illinois does not require you to retreat unless you were the initial aggressor. In a self-defense claim, it must be clear that you had no choice. Woo, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Here it is in writing. Okay, please highlight it, underline it. I want y'all to screen record, whatever you got to do, because this is key right here, that you had no choice but to use force against your attacker. That girl had a choice. Okay, if I was on this jury and if I was thinking as a jury member, I would have definitely X'd out self-defense in this case. Okay, because she had plenty of time to get away. This is why they do not want those witnesses, and I hope the witness does speak up. I don't know what the reason is why she's saying she does not want to speak up. I don't know. Okay. As far as why they don't want to get involved in all of that, I don't know. But her testimony is key because it does show that Holly did have a choice. She had a choice. She could have walked away. And yes, it does say you're not required to walk away. But if it's not an immediate threat, or if you have no other choice, we can't leave that out. Romeca did not even have a weapon. So it wasn't even, what did it call it? That the force was proportionate to the force used against you. Do we even have proof that Romeca laid a hand on her? That's what I want to know. Did she ever get to lay a hand on her? That's why they were hesitant putting out those BS texts and videos. Yes, we still haven't seen the text. No, the judge didn't have to verify it. It was by default. Okay. Now, if Romeca has shown up to court and knew, what was going against her, and Holly would have had to show the proof right there. So please don't act like she had to show proof. Was it attached to the restraining order paperwork, text message, phone records, and all of that? Show me that. Okay. I ain't reaching nowhere. No. I haven't seen any proof yet. Yeah. That's why I need the baby story. Someone that has done some fraud with him and was an associate of Romeca's. Okay. I don't trust him. Why we trust in his word? Child, you doing all this illegal stuff. You mean to tell me we trust in people that doing illegal stuff, getting folks information, and you think he doesn't know how to do text down threads, fake messages, knowing how to send stuff without your phone number being detected? Come on now. Come on. No, he knows. She only care about Carlos, poor thing. Yeah, girl, thank you, jeez. Because they think we making up stuff. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Let's say I'm watching. I promise. The witness does not have to speak or show up in open court. Their statements can still be used. That's why they're still investigating fully. I hope so. And the fact Holly declined medical attention should tell you a lot. Yeah. Girl, what fear? Like, if anything, y'all that are really, trying to help Holly out, okay, please, a couple of things. What fear does she have? Okay, I want y'all to really think about this, okay, because the actions during and after does not show fear. So y'all got to do a better job of quit trying to show Romeca as this bad guy, this mean person, okay? Pull out more evidence to show Holly had fear and that Romeca was an immediate, okay? Like, your life about to be taken if I don't take you out first, okay? Now, if you can't fight, just say you can't fight, but we're talking immediate. How do we know? Show us, tell us. How do we know that she was in fear? Holly wasn't even attacked. How is it self-defense? Romeca wasn't even near Holly. How is it self-defense? He even putting Holly on boats and islands. AI will let you do anything. Girl, okay. No, if it's by default, she didn't show up. They had to show due process, and then you go there with all of those reasons down. Who does she know? Does she know a judge there? Was he on the OnlyFans? Okay, because baby, show me the proof. I still go back to that. Where is it? Okay, I believe it when you show it. Did any phone records attached to the restraining order? Just tell me that. Were there any records any evidence attached to that restraining order? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. Fear Carlos loving Romeca more than he will ever love her. And he does, still does. Even in death, Holly, you're still number 2. Probably number 3 now. He probably has moved on. He's not taking you seriously. He's going to stick around long enough to see what you're going to do. If you're going to turn on him or whatever, try to keep you a little happy. But he is out of there. Okay? Mark my words. He will be out of there. He's used you for his purpose. Like, seriously, wake up. That's all we're saying. Just wake up. Let's see. The other part. Let's see here. Y'all had to take notes because I'm like, okay, we talked about that. Okay, did that. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. All right, so the other thing, I did a little short video. Let me take this down. Now, this was Ladre last night. Ladre, I don't even know if he knew what he was doing or what. But I just, he was even saying it. You know, you can't in one breath say Holly was chasing Romeca. He said that before. And then, you know, here we go, the no fear part, right? So let me share this.
Give somebody a chance to live, man. You can give somebody a chance to live.
Then that says you weren't in fear. You weren't in fear. There was no threat.
You don't have to be in fear. You don't have to be in fear to shoot and kill a motherfucker. You don't have to be in fear to do that.
Imminent danger. Who's not going to be in fear in imminent danger?
You can want to fight. That's because you're not scared. That don't mean you're not going to get your ass whooped.
Once you pull your gun out, that means you got to use it. You can't pull your gun out and just show somebody like, look, I got a gun.
Okay, so basically they were catching him up and saying that she didn't feel like she was in fear. You don't have to be in fear. You should be in some type of fear if you feel that that person is about to immediately harm you. Okay? No, I'm not today because I'm actually have to get off in a little bit. I'm sorry. Maybe another day. But if you ever find those receipts, let me know about that part. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, please, we got to be able to verify that. Okay. We got to be able to verify that. And he didn't make it any better saying that she wasn't in fear. You don't have to be in fear to shoot someone. So there goes the self-defense claim. Okay. You are messing it up. They're going to tell you to stop talking. Okay. Because you're messing up the plan, Ladre. You're messing it up. Okay. Because at some point she was going to have to prove those bogus. Yes, at some point, child, show us that info. Yeah, show it to us. Okay. All right. Holly was the one running and right at Romeca to get. Yep. Romeca was in fear for her life, y'all. She was in fear for her life. She had 2 versus 1. She didn't have a weapon. She was in fear for her life. She had one saying she's about to go get her gun that was holding her. And she had one saying, allegedly, according to this witness, I'm going to shoot you, itch. I'm going to shoot you, itch. Okay. Had time to go to the car to get it. Even after Romeca was being held back, she had time. Romeca was not an immediate threat to her. Okay? She didn't even have a weapon, so it was not even proportionate to the use of force. A piece of paper that, okay, restraining order, As she's on this public street dropping off her son, trying to go to work, go home, wherever she was on her way. We still don't know what made her pull over there. Needless to say, it escalated. And if she got out the car, hey, she was also held. Romeca seems like she was trying to run away from Holly. Yes, not toward her. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And let me pull up, let's see, one more thing, y'all, and then I'm gonna get off. Thank y'all for tapping that like button. If you want to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, a Cash App, and that's scrolling on the screen. And my coffee link is in the chat. Let's see if I can find this right quick, because I feel like I'm not going to play her whole video, but I want to play a part of this. Okay, let's see. Oh, and also on that last snippet, shout out to MM's channel for that's when Ladre was up on the panel for that last snippet that I just played. Let's see. And this was Thug and Mika. She did a video called Romeca Stop Trying to Destroy Her Character. But she was speaking some real facts in here. I'm going to play a snippet of her video.
They dissect small clips and act like they define her whole existence. They say she was a monster. They say she never had her son. They say she was aggressive. They say she couldn't pay her rent. They say that she was a stalker. And the sad part is not one of those people can tell you who she really was. Nobody talks about that letter that she put in her son's lunchbox. The one that showed how deep her love was. Nobody talks about the way she smiled when her son walked in her room. Nobody talks about the way she provided for him, kept a roof over his head, made sure that boy knew what love felt like. Nobody talks about how that child was made out of love. They don't mention the holidays that they spent together as a family, the matching pajamas, the laughter, the moments that show how close they were. They don't bring up how long she was with her son's father, over 10 years. How much loyalty, time, and care she poured into that relationship. How she stayed when most women would have walked away. She loved him. She held him down. Even when he broke her heart, she still wanted to keep her family together. Now the internet wants to twist her image like she wasn't human. Like she didn't feel pain, love, or disappointment from her relationship. It's easy to judge when you only see fragments, but none of us were there for the private moments, the one that showed her true heart. This isn't about who was right or wrong in a relationship. This isn't about who moved on faster or who wore what. This is about a life that was lost. This is about a child who no longer has his mother. And that child, y'all seem to forget, he's the real victim here. That baby will grow up and one day see all of this shit that y'all are doing on the internet. The comments, the videos, the lies, and the hates. He's going to read how strangers tried to destroy his mother's name. And how you think that's going to make him feel? Do y'all really care? How you think that's going to shape him? We talk about mental health all the time, but nobody talks about what it does to a child to grow up here in the world, tear down the woman who gave him life. There is no love greater than a mother's love. I don't care what y'all say. And now that love is gone. Not by choice, but because someone took it away. He's going to have birthdays, graduations, and accomplishments, and she won't be there physically. She won't get to see the man that he becomes. She won't get to say, I'm proud of you, baby. That kind of loss changes a person forever. And still, people sit online, got the nerve to pick sides, tearing down both women like this is a show. But this isn't entertainment, y'all. This is somebody's real life. Real people, real pain, real consequences. Nobody's talking about the fact that these two children are brothers. One has both parents. The other lost his mother at the hands of his brother's mother. That's a wound that never heals. Romeca deserves justice, but she also deserves respect. She deserves peace attached to her name. I'm not here to bash Holly, But I am here to remind people, no woman deserves to lose her life over arguments, over heartbreak, over betrayal, over fighting. Carlos was with Romeca first. They built a family. She loved that man with everything in her. And when she found out about the cheating, that pain ran deep. And then he had a baby on her. That hurt doesn't fade overnight. People love to judge how long it takes to move on. But nobody knows what that woman was battling inside. Nobody knows what he was saying to her behind closed doors. What promises, what lies, what confusion that he created. Everyone's so focused on her flaws, but nobody talks about her strength. Nobody talks about her energy and how she walked in a room and you felt it. How she carried herself, confident, loud, beautiful, and bold, baby. How she was real, unfiltered, unapologetically herself. Her family has every right to speak up to defend her character and her name. When you love someone and they're gone, you fight for how they are remembered. This isn't about who won Carlos. This ain't just no gossip. This is about justice for Romeca, justice for her life, justice for her son. When I see Romeca, I see a woman who was strong and she didn't play. But she was loved way more than she was hated. I see a woman who was trying to move on with her life, but she was still human, and her heart might have still wanted Carlos, even when her mind told her that she deserved better. I see a woman who knew her worth. She loved herself enough to know that she deserved better. But love will have you holding on longer than you plan to. And who knows what Carlos was telling her? What promises he made to keep that hope alive? Romeca was a heavy hitter. She wasn't weak, but she didn't need a gun either. She wasn't the type to take someone's life. She might have beat your ass, but that don't mean that she was going to take your life. She stood 10 toes down and handled her own battles face to face. She said it was on sight. So on sight could be anytime, whenever she see you. She was fierce, passionate, protective, and she was loyal. She was a mother first. A mother who loved her son more than life itself. She wanted her family to work. She wanted that 2-parent household for her son. Why wouldn't she though? Every mother wants their child to wake up to both parents to feel whole. She wanted to fix it, heal it, and keep the love alive. Maybe she did, and maybe she didn't. Will we ever know? No, because Romeca is not here to tell her side of the story, to tell her story, period. But love and hurt, they walk a thin line. And sometimes emotions get loud when hearts are broken, baby. She wasn't perfect, but she was real. Y'all women act like you can't relate, like you've never loved a man so deeply that it made you blind, even if it's just a little bit. Like you've never cried yourself to sleep trying to understand how someone you gave everything to could betray you. Yes, maybe she could have kept driving. But if she was talking to her baby daddy, she had the right to. She didn't deserve to lose her life for that. And let's not act like Holly was innocent. She antagonized her online. You don't know the mental and emotional pain that Romeca endured. You don't know how many nights she cried or prayed for peace. But all that doesn't even matter now. Because at the end of the day, what matters is justice for Romeca. Period. Romeca was strong in my eyes. She was loving in my eyes. She was protective in my eyes. She was that friend who showed up for people. That's why so many people showed up at her homegoing. Her funeral was absolutely beautiful. Okay? She was that mother who made sure that her son was good. She was that mother who believed in love even when it broke her. So before y'all go judging her, before you go and comment something cruel and rude about her, just know that she didn't deserve to be defined by gossip. She deserves to be remembered for her light, for her love, and for the way that she lived, not the way that she died. Make sure you pray for peace for her family and for that baby who still needs his mother love even from heaven. Her story deserves peace. No, Romeca wasn't perfect, because none of us are. But she was real. She was love. She was strength. She was fire and grace in the same breath. Stop dragging her name. Stop picking apart moments of her life and calling it truth. Because the truth is, she was more than just a clip online. More than a headline on the news. More than the rumors that flood these timelines. She was somebody. And she deserves to be remembered that way. Her son deserves to grow up hearing stories about how strong his mama was, how hard she loved, and how much she fought to give him everything. Honor that. Let's protect that. Let's speak her name with love and not hate. Romeca's story shouldn't end with her last breath. It should live through her child, through her family, through every person who refuses to let her name be buried in lies. Justice for Romeca, man. Respect her legacy and let her rest in peace.
Shout out to corporate thugging pizza. Y'all, when I heard that yesterday, it gave me goosebumps. I was like, yes, when you put it into perspective, this is what it's all about, just getting justice, and like she said, because it's both families are actually impacted with this decision on one moment in time has impacted both families. Let's see. Boogie said no. Was she driving a Chevy Cruze, calling a Kia a P? Girl, you silly. Okay. Oh my gosh. Who would attack someone with a firearm? Holly was the aggressor waving that firearm around. Exactly. Okay. I'm telling you. Child, miss me with the fear. Okay. If you don't have no fear, child, you had a chance to get away. If I was on a jury, I would definitely say that was not self-defense, ma'am. Okay. And looking at the restraining order, getting the gun and all of that, it leads to a paper trail that you were really premeditating this. Okay. So that's where I stand with it. Derica, hey Derica, the sad part about it, the last familiar face she seen was someone that betrayed her. Ooh, which was her baby dad. Lord, when I tell you, that's the scary part. And also with that, not even trying to help her or comfort her. That was her last image of someone she knew. You're right. And I do at least, with this, thank God for the witness and, getting her boyfriend there and them trying to check on her, and her sharing what Romeca was not able to share in her last moments, what happened. And so I'm glad that some of those people were around, because guess what? If those people had not come around, or if the witness did not speak out, y'all, we would not be talking about this to this day, because Romeca unfortunately is gone and she's not here to share her side of the story. The only people that were out there that we know of for sure were Carlos and Holly. And of course, they're not going to want to get themselves in trouble. So, yeah, and the witness that came up and has shared what happened, what she saw. That's the sad part. That was the last person you would have thought her own baby's father would have helped her. I never really thought about it like that, Derica, until you just said that. But that's so sad. But thank you all. Thank you, Latte, little girl. I'm on it. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation on today. Make sure you hit the like button. That is for free. Also, watching those ads are for free as well. If you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, Cash App, or buy a coffee. Shout out to all of the sponsors on today. I believe that was Miss Josephine, Tabby, oh my gosh, was it another? I can't even remember. I think it was someone else. Oh, and we had a new member. Yes. So shout out to you all as well. Right, nothing but the truth. That's why she was trying to crawl to him. Okay. Shout out to the mods in the building today. Latte, Dreamy Girl, and Lolo. She's at work. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time, because I know y'all be at work and stuff like that. And he didn't even try to help her even during the crawl. So that speaks volumes as well. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. You too, is Tay-T. Thank you so much, sis. It's been said that more witnesses have come out. Oh, I hope so, Tanya. Okay, Miss Josephine too. Thank you so much. I hope so. Hey, honey drip girl, you are super late. Over 2 hours late, sis. You got to catch the replay. Okay. We missed you, but thank you all so much for joining. Y'all have a great week, great Monday. Shout out to that new subscriber, Nothing But the Truth, and she's the truth as well. Okay. I enjoy your content too, sis. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like, share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to
I forgot one thing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Becca. Happy birthday to you. I love you, sis. Now here we go.
The block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.